This is the start, game 7 throughout the overall FNCS, but game 1 on the day. And I hope, Levin, that everybody had taken the time after 6 games have ended to rewatch a lot of the VODs, rewatch a lot of the plays, the goods, the bads, and kind of take everything in stride, fix a lot of those mistakes, but figure out a way to replicate a lot of the successes. And Queasy and Thomas is going to be one of the biggest teams on that list to figure out what went right, replicate it, and what went wrong, and fix it very, very quickly, because they are triple contested yet again.
A bit of a
For anybody to Flowberry Fizz their way up. A bounce back for Vaniac on the zone. He's able to get the blessing of the elimination. He's just trying to survive the onslaught. What little builds that he was able to get instantly being poured out to try to protect himself. And once again, he is fresh out, 32 HP. He just needs seconds here, Levin, to pop the Flowberry Fizz to give himself a fighting chance.
When your teammate goes down at the start of the end game, a lot of the time, it looks like an impossible task to stay up. Vaniac has already done a great job to get here, but can he get any more? Can he hold on to that lead? Keep as many placement points as he can. He's running about on all these layers. Nobody's noticed him just yet. He's right next to Howley. They've gone out of that box. He's safe for just a couple more seconds here, Jacob.
Yeah, quickly Crouch is trying to hide as much audio as possible, going through unnoticed. These placement points are huge with that point multipliers. Vaniac trying to keep that stranglehold over that first place. A couple more teams and players going down low on low ground, but he has been finally spotted out by that high ground. But again, Levin, he's going through unnoticed.
This is an absolute masterclass of how to play hide and seek in a Fortnite endgame. I mean, he has survived for much longer than he should have been allowed to stay in this one. Finally gets chunked down a bit, and that's going to force him all the way onto low, but the dashes allow him to move around a bit quick. 9 HP will be his doom. He goes down. Vidil and Reason will be the ones to pick that one up.
And finally finish the job, because they're the ones who originally took down Swizzy as well, pushing themselves into a top 3 situation, already having 13 eliminations as a team. They're ready to seal the deal, make it 14 as Dastru gets taken down, but attacks from above. Reason finding some struggles. It's Fast Strokey, it's Robon dropping down at the perfect moment to...
And again, everybody will have their eyes on how things evolve around the map. Will we see players start to switch things up? Will we see players continue their reign of aggression? Will we see another Northwestern zone? I mean, Swizzy and Vanya got to get them into a nice spot. And again now, gives them an opportunity to build that top out, maybe find some opportunities for refreshes. Reason and Vidil, again, eagerly looking around for players to capitalize on as well. And I think they've spotted some potential targets. Vidil again, being his aggressive self, just dropped down onto the wall instantly. Reason urging him to come back up.
Just on the side of the mountain, everybody just trying to sprinkle and waterfall down, recycle as many of the builds as possible, because you see almost everybody is running thin on those materials. And as soon as Robon goes for a little bit of a peek, tries to make a play, he instantly regrets it. That was Vaniac and Swizzy who start to aggress on that situation. A lot of damage being dealt. They're looking for the elimination, but things turn sideways. Swizzy dropped down to 47 HP until he's eventually knocked down altogether. You see him instantly passing on over those resources because he knows Vaniac cannot be the hero and save the day.
To be in as he gets up the hill. A lot of players still down there. Oh my goodness, yeah. No solo clutch for Vaniac. It'll be Cammy and Seti to take him out. Queasy left alone with no HP, and he will eventually fall as well. Everyone just dropping like flies. And Seti and Cammy are the real beneficiaries of this one. The zone pool was perfect for them to just sit above as everyone scrambles up this hill. Mappy, another solo that gets taken down. And it's finally a game where Veno and Tayson look like maybe they can squeeze some good points out of this one.
Yeah, it's the top 10 where you get half of the points. It's the top 5 where you get 75% or more of those points. So everybody here in this game is just making every single scout an immense amount of pressure, forcing everybody down here to interact with one another instead of looking up.
Loving what I'm seeing here from Tayson and Veno. A nice find. And those materials will just keep them pushing, right? The goal is to here get to the 2v2 situation and then try and beat Seti and Cammy out on height. But they got to start clearing out some more of these solos here, and we are at that stage, we are at that moment. Seti, Cammy versus Veno and Tayson. Who will be able to find the finishing blows?
Cammy's just not scared. He's ready to drop down, forward, in and out of the zone, but there's a lot of space being commanded by Venom and Tayson on the low ground. But the inevitable will happen. These two teams will drop down low, but Cammy, he's taking most of the damage. Great shots by Veno, and he finally seals the deal, taking down Cammy. But he heard himself couple of the last games, especially this is the last one before the halfway point on the day. So where you stand on this leaderboard is really going to be impactful, because if you want to take away that first place spot and you find yourself maybe 30th on that leaderboard, the only way to make up that gap in a consistent manner, get a huge flank onto Veno, a couple of shots going to be landed, distraction is there, but Destru goes in, takes out Thomas. Cammy now by himself, no SETI in sight, one elimination. They're trying to figure out a way to power through, but he gets aggressed on, quick thinking, moves that build around. That's Pink, that's Vico, and both of them go down simultaneously.
The gift of the mats won't be enough to keep him in the game though. Another solo we've been tracking. Swizzy sitting in a nice spot here, but the materials are starting to get low, so he needs to play this as well as he ever has. Trapped and Skrill on this layout, needs to be careful he doesn't run into them. They will run into him though. And so now Swizzy fighting for his life in this game. Not really much to work with outside of this Fizz. And he'll just use the last of it that he has just to make sure he runs his way on in. Needs to be careful not to run into Andalex and Sato. And he will move right past them. He takes him down. His KC brother, he doesn't care though. That's 6 on the game. Swizzy with the top 5.
He is just dominating the field, even as a solo with Sato and Andalex. They have something to say about a huge elimination. He even might have the Siphon medallion. I saw the shield going up after that elimination. Chap, Teeny, high ground, Andalex, Sato, they're there as well. They get another elimination onto Malabuka, and now it's come down to our final 2v2.
Chap and Teeny have been watching from height throughout this endgame. And with his own looking like it's pulling up the mountain, this might just be the gift they needed. A gift from the Mount Olympus gods to win this game. They get dropped down though, they will have to fight. Teeny does the damage, he picks up one. But is it going to be enough? He has the strength splashes to try and heal off. But it looks like Andalex is a bit more prepared than him. They're going to fight though, they're going to go on an engagement. Andalex with 1 HP left, he is able to get the shot. But it won't be enough to win the game. He's trying to hold on, and he will. Let's see who can make it through game number 10 and be victorious. We're in the double digits now.
Toos and Karmi staggering themselves back, so that way they can try to sneak up on another team. Phrodoxy and Trippin doing the same thing, which means high ground virtually unnoticed.
Trip and Phrodoxy trying to cause chaos, and that's exactly what they'll do. Phrodoxy now playing the floppers behind, and he takes Truelex down. This is Phrodoxy's time to have his typical pop-off, but he's stuck in between 2 teams. Skrill might have just thrown the game away, though. He drops down, and he gets taken out as a result of it. Phrodoxy now trying to push his way back up, and he will be able to take high ground for himself.
This is a big opportunity because Phrodoxy also has the Medallion of Hades, where he can get the Siphon if he can figure out a way to separate Andalex and Sato in a 1v2, but Shrapt is still alive, and he's trying to cause destruction and distractions. Everything comes crashing down. Feel like that's the only way the gap can continuously be closed, because how consistent, even as solos, Swizzy and Vanya have been playing all weekend long, not just today. And so an 89 points with the point multiplier, like, yeah, 1 win can close the gap, but not the way these guys have been playing. It not only took a team contesting them right out of the gates, but it took another third party from just outside of Brawlers Battlegrounds to move over in that direction to kind of end and stop that run. And just by judging off, I'm not sure they're going to be contested this time around.
I mean, again, very interesting, right? Oh no. Oh no, don't speak too soon. Fulzen and Seb, they are gliding in. It
huge elimination onto 1, pressured from the other side. That's Teeny knocking on the door, and he wants in.
It's the battle of the solos. Who will be victorious right now? Teeny tramples over Malabuka, and he's looking to do that a couple more times. Just 1 player remaining against Vanyak and Teeny. It's Hizix who's gone up to height, and Vanyak wants to stop that from happening altogether, but he's got to be careful. He's got to watch his HP. He's very, very low now, but Hizix will eventually fall. And so now the 1v1 between Teeny and Vanyak.
Martini's taking the sacrifice, going deep in his zone, quickly dashing his way there. Vanyak now trying to drop on down, and this is it. The final moment. He's trying to take over. He just doesn't want to take part in a game like this, but he is out of builds. And Teeny, he has the high ground, and he is ready to seal the deal, but up goes Vanyak.
Before last game, subscribe and leave a like under video.
born ready for a situation like this. I think everybody at home at the edge of their seats trying to think who will qualify for the global championship. And we even have in contention of that top 5 or 2 teams that already have the spot themselves with Queasy and Thomas, Malabuka and Merstash. So definitely those spots can continue to trickle down that leaderboard.
Now, doing their best to push their way on up. Podesine Snazy, the gentle mates up on height, but there won't be anything gentle about this height tick, I promise you that. Vanyak, he's trying to do it again. Jacob, he's trying to give us another big solo clutch. They've given him the materials needed to do it. He's got some shields as well with the chunk splashes. The fizz as well being picked up. Oh, Chicho and Trulex have run into a bit of a problem here. Can Trulex stay alive in this game? He needs to use every last bit of these materials to do it.
As of now, they're outside of the bubble. 50 HP and counting. Legendary Banana Pop. He is definitely up for the task. We talked about his solo clutches for now, but there's still so many heavy hitters still left in this lobby that have a claim for the throne.
And Alex and Sato now need to go ballistic in this endgame if they want to be playing in the Global Championships come September. And we know that's exactly what they can do. Queasy now using this medkit in the storm to try and stay alive, try to out-heal the rest of his opposition. And he's done a great job of it so far.
We just know that 500 plus points. Queasy is close to that top 5 position. This is going to be a huge moment for him to try to stay alive, and he's bouncing around, running out of builds and running out of opportunity. One of 2 solos still left in this game, and you can see him changing layers, trying to gain some height, trying to create some space. He doesn't know where this next zone will pull. With High Ground finally spotting him out, this is where things will get tough.
Queasy doing his best to stay alive, but with just 14 HP, you've got to think his time has come. It's Sato to take him out. They've got 6 now, and they need to...
As well, Sato just gets tagged up. 7 HP and a dream. Bahan combat from the low ground. They're able to take down Pixie, but he gets stuck. He's stuck in the crevice. He's stuck in the hole, and he goes down for it. Final 2.
And Vanyak, you are our EMEA Major 2 champions. The kings of Europe, the kings of the high ground, the kings of every single situation.